Welcome everyone to another one of my videos. Today we will be focusing in the Iowa State Cyclones. As you know, we are playing in the SNCFL, one of the online leagues out there for draft day sports college football. It is Shark number 20, Cesar for friends. So if you like the content of this channel, just please subscribe and give the video a like as usual. You know how this goes. So we just played Florida and we got smashed by the final result. As you can see, we lost on the road against the fourth best team in the SNCFL 36-17. But if we go into a little bit more detail, you can see that we actually hang around for the majority of the game until they pull away in the fourth. So I'm not, I'm not depressed by this score by any means. And I think we have a lot of growing to do as a team. And we pretty much got smacked in the fourth quarter by Pearson and Rodriguez. They amass a massive amount of yards in there and 3 touchdowns. And considering the quality of our linebackers, which are utterly rubbish, and no surprise, as you all know, this is our first season at the helm. We expect this kind of results against top teams, and we want to do a little bit better against more like equal footing competition. As you can see, the speed of our linebackers is very poor. So we are not gonna stop the run this year. We need to assume this. And what we are going to do is to follow the philosophy of our defensive coordinator, of Dwayne Shumate. And as you can see, he likes to play a 3-3-5 defense, and the defense revolves around the linebackers, which, they are awful. So I expect really that we can recruit better linebackers than the one that we have to make a little bit more in line with what Mr. Shoemate wants. The defense focus on man coverage, so we are following that, and he aims to shoot down the passing game, making the opponent one-dimensional. Well, we actually did exactly that. So guys, we stop the passing attack of the Florida Gators. We did stop Yates, who, as you can see, one of the best recruits in the country, the best quarterback in his class, is a fifth-year senior, almost fully developed, 91 arm, 83 intelligence, and 93 accuracy, and we actually kept him, throwing 40% of the passes for 158 yards, 2 score, and 2 interceptions. So we did do really well playing man coverage, a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest. So we are just going to continue. If we can see Florida wide receivers, we can see that Pike is not fast. He's very quick, but he's not fast. McDaniels, he is not fast either, so now I understand why we hang out. Oh no, they are my wide receivers. Sorry, they are my players. I still don't know them. So Fisher. Okay, so this is much better. So speed and agility 89.76 for Fisher, Sparsa 85.60. I mean, they are not super athletes, so that's why we were able. Yeah, Lich. Well, Florida actually doesn't have any kind of good pass catchers out there, so I no wonder why we were able to hang out all day with them. I expected this team to be a lot more upper echelon in regards of wide receivers, but yeah, they are quite average, which, that makes sense in how my team was able to hang out with them. So if we go to look for our cornerbacks, I still don't know the names yet, so just bear with me. So Hector McLean, as you can see, he's got good speed, decent agility, and what I'm looking for is cornerbacks with a lot of intelligence, that they can follow the game and they can commit turnovers. So that's McLean. That's defensive tackle, defensive end, another cornerback. So Wallace Ruth is well under the level that you expect from a Big 12 cornerback. But well, you know, he did the job against Florida, which is good. And now I'm gonna show you my strategy and how am I gonna play this year. So my defensive coordinator, he wants us to play man-to-man. So we did call defense man-to-man focus, and we are basically focusing our plays for the cornerbacks to be in man-to-man, the linebackers in man-to-man. Yeah, linebackers to the flat with a bleach and a little bit of containing there. Cornerbacks again in man-to-man, cornerbacks in man-to-man. So if you want your cornerbacks to be in man-to-man, you know, when you add your plays to the playbook, when you add, I don't know what it says that, you know, because pretty much all the plays, it will show you all the plays, you know, it won't make any difference to whether they are for pass, for option, or for RPO. Yeah, I think this needs to be sorted out eventually. Okay, so this little square down there means that the cornerbacks are playing man-to-man. This means that the players are going to the flats, okay, and this more bigger circle means that the player is playing in the middle of the field, okay, and when you see this kind of shape, it means that they are going deep. So this will be a base 3-3B cover 1 with everyone in man-to-man. This is the strong safety, by the way, which is in the wrong side, and this is the free safety, okay. So just so you know, when you are creating your plays, if we come to custom plays, I mean, this league doesn't allow custom plays, but it helps to understand where the players are represented. So as you can see, the free safety is on the left side and the strong safety is in the right side. I mean, strong safety will go to the strong side of the formation, so it will be generally in this game is on the right hand side, so they will flip. Okay, so just take that into consideration. Okay, so how do I set up my defense? I think this is the main question, and that's why you are coming to this video. So it all depends in what you have and what you're gonna face in front of you. Okay, so if you want to play a man-to-man system, you have to make sure that your DBs, okay, in this case McLean, Vergara, Roos, my cornerbacks, they have to match up in speed and agility to the wide receivers that I'm gonna play against. If they are slower or if they are less agile, if I'm playing man-to-man, they are gonna get burned, like consistently burned. Okay, so if we come to the Big 12, that's the division that we play in, as you can see, and we come to teams like Texas, for example, just to name one, and we go to the wide receiver room. Actually, I normally see who is starting by going to stats, and then I go to receiving, and the players with more targets, they will be the starting players normally. Okay, so if we see Waylon Meza 89, 84, that's way above my cornerbacks, and Meza is gonna destroy our cornerbacks. Hill 81, 87, he is well above, head and shoulders over my cornerbacks as well. Umberto K, my lord. What a wide receiver, 91 and 93 speed, agility, a fair bit of intelligence, decent hands. What a player. You can tell how in 2 games, yeah, how in 2 games he's got 244 yards and 2 scores already, and a big 12 offensive player of the week. What a player that Texas has in there. Terrific. Okay, so if we come back to the previous screen where we saw the Big 12 teams, we can go again now Oklahoma State, and we go to Oklahoma State wide receivers to see how good or how bad they are. So we focus on targets. Alan is 91, 86, 87. I mean, they are good. 90, 91, my lord. So this is the wide receivers that my poor cornerbacks are gonna be playing against. So as you can see, when we play against these teams, what do you think we should be playing? Yeah, that's correct. We should be praying before starting to play, and we should play zone defense. We should swap our defense and basically play zone, try to let everything happen in front of us. Okay, Hector McLean, he's the fastest of us, and as you can see, the speed and the agility of Mr. McLean is a lot lower than the receivers that we saw in Texas and Oklahoma State. So I can't if I want, but I can't compete playing man-to-man with Mr. McLean or with Mr. Ruth against the wide receivers that we saw. As you can see, we are gonna get fried every single day of the week. Okay, so against these players, my strategy it will have to swap really. I will have to play zone coverage. This little bug that happens. When you try to switch straight away, you only have to click again in the full game plan or whatever game plan you have active, and it will show what you are selecting. So my defensive game plan, I always play in balance. I don't see any benefits of aggressive or conservative. Depending on focus, if one team is gonna run 90% of the time, then I focus to the run. If it's gonna pass a lot, I focus to the pass. If it's a team that I expect to win and they are gonna move to passing a lot earlier in the team, then I will focus on pass. So I know that when they are playing catch up, we are focused on that. Okay, so my primary coverage, I will have to set and build a custom playbook for zone defense. So I will make sure that I do a video as I go when I get there. Okay, so the defensive line role, my defensive linemen are slow, are fat. So guys, just trust the quarterback and let the linebackers get crazy and try to run support and cover at the same time. I mean, we know this year we are gonna be bad. Okay, so we are gonna just assume that this is what it is. When I have better players, then I will focus on this a little bit more. But basically, if you have a strong linebacker group, and you think that they will be able to stop the run, so just set them in mix. You don't need to focus on the run. And if you think that they are slow, they don't know very well what they are doing, they are not very intelligent, then you can set them up in run support or in coverage depending on the team that you have in front of you. Okay, so just be mindful of that. So the player radio, I normally come to my captains at the beginning of the week. Sorry, not the week, the season. Okay, in this case we see that John Moss and James Small, the defensive and the strong safety, are two of the captains. So if I come to my depth chart and then I see if any of those captains are my starters, okay, as you can see, John Moss is my starter in defensive end. I love this feature, by the way. Love the feature of this box being created down here so you can actually see as you go. That is really, really cool. Okay, so John Moss is one of my starters. He's got a massive leadership, 85. He's got pretty decent intelligence, so he's gonna be a good radio man. Okay, and Small, he is buried in the strong safety depth chart, and if you see why, he's got only 69 the speed, by the time that he gets to the crease, the running back is gonna go away. By the time that he gets to the tight end, he probably it will be in the end zone celebrating 6. So I just can't play. And strong safety with just 69 speed. You know, we need fast people at the back, especially the safeties, that they are the ones supposed to seal up the tackles and avoid 6. You can't just have 69 and 60 speed on safety. So come on, give me a break. Okay, so as you can see, John Moss is the starter in there. So that's gonna be my player radio. This is to make sure that you basically are matching the formation that it is in front of you. So if it's a 2 wide receivers formation, you have a 2 cornerbacks formation. If they are like 4 wide receivers, then you open to dime or quarter. That depends as well in your custom playbook. You know, you have to make sure that you have those kind of plays. Okay, so there's 3-3-5, dime and nickel. Okay, as you can see, that's for 4 cornerbacks, and that's for 3 cornerbacks, including in the nickel. And I have some for the 2 wide receiver sets. Okay, I just don't want to be run on jumbo formations while we are in 3-3-5 or on dime formations, you know, because we can get burnt that way. So we just want to be as the offenses. Okay, you can always uncheck it, and then if you wanna run the risk of running always the same defense because it works for you, then go ahead. So alignment coverage, I actually want the cornerbacks to be aligned to the wide receivers. I don't want them be playing inside and then the cornerbacks or the wide receivers being outside. You know, I just want them in front of them, mouth-to-mouth football, and making the life a little bit difficult. Okay, target player. This is if you want to focus on one of the players that the upcoming team, depending on who is having more targets or the most difficult team. So, for example, Michigan State, or the most difficult player, sorry. So, for example, Michigan State, if we go to stats, Michigan State, we are playing in the next game. So Johnny Watson is a hell of a running back. I mean, 95, 91. Oh my lord. Michigan State should be running this guy every single down all day. Oh my god. What a star. Alright, Gary Swearingen. So 81, 89, 93. So he is targeted 23 times out of. So he basically is around 20-25% of their offense, and manual BB is not as good. So we might actually focus in trying to stop Schweringen. Okay, if you wanna be fancy, what you can do is to put your best your best cornerback against their second best wide receiver, and then focus in the best wide receiver. Okay, so you will be doing 1-to-1. My guy is better than your guy against the second more targeted wide receiver or the second best wide receiver that they have. So this speed of 70 actually doesn't concern me much. So in this case, I would put if I was like a good team at the moment, I'm gonna just focus on recruiting and trying not to suck too much. So we would put our best cornerback against Manuel BB, and then we will set our focus in Gary Swearingen. Okay, so that will create a double difficulty for the offensive opposition. Okay, so we come back to strategy. Then we have the substitution logic. I did put 4 scores, and the energy settings, sub out at 60, sub in at 85. And then if I am winning, I want to run more and drain the clock. And if I'm losing, I want to pass more and try to catch up. Okay, so this is new for this version. which is the counter strategy, if it's anything that the other team are doing a lot, like short passing, long passing, outside running, which a lot of people does in multiplayer. So if this was a human team, I probably would go outside running as my main focus, and then try to throw more against zone. So if we know that we are going to play against man-to-man, then we will prepare the defense. We will prepare against man-to-man. If we know that the other team is playing zone coverage, then we will prepare versus defense zone. Okay, so at the moment, as I said, we are trying not to sack too much. So I'm going to just let the coordinators play with it as they see fit, and then hopefully we'll be able to win some games. Okay, so this is the formations. This is self-explanatory, so I'm not gonna go into detail. And the play analysis, this is a little bit chaotic. I never like it this much. So what I normally look at is how many pass versus how many run. As we can see, it's 34-39, which is very, very equal. So my game plan is gonna be, the focus is gonna be balance. If you see that this is skewed to one side or the other, then your game planning and strategy can switch to run or pass as well, depending. Okay, so then in first down, they normally run with the football. That's quite a lot, and that's significant. And they don't pass as much. So maybe for first down, what we want to do is to come here to play calling, and in first and 10, for example, create a defense specially to stop the run. Okay, and how do we do that? How do we know what defenses are actually stopping the run? So if we come here to the first, this one. So the focus is going to be on the pass. The focus is going to be balance. Focus is going to be on the pass. So you get the point, right? We actually have a lot of focus on the pass. That's why we were able to stop the pass. But we got gassed on the ground. So we do need to, definitely, we need to change this playbook, the sooner the better, really. So I think I'm gonna dedicate a little bit of time tomorrow to create a new focus, a new playbook, and actually put some run specific defenses. So if we come back here, and then we select, for example, the 4-3, and we start looking. So this one focus on the pass, balance, balance, balance. Okay, so this one, it does focus on the run. So as you can see, all the three linebackers are just focused on the running back moves or the quarterback moves. So they're gonna just go like dogs down there. So maybe we want to start with this one. This is a pass, this is balance. So basically what I want to say is that the first down, I'm gonna create a playbook just with plays that are balanced, just in case we have a pass coming through, and plays that are focused on the run. Balance, pass, pass. You can see that there's not many in the playbook, isn't it? Yeah, so this one, you know what happens? If they run an off tackle to the right, we are gonna be in trouble. So that's why I don't like about the under and over, unless you have a specific place that the other manager is doing. I normally don't like to use this. Normally the whites are pass and balance. They have the defensive more to technique 9, and the linebackers are also more open. It leaves you vulnerable in the middle, but apart from that, they are very good defenses for passing and for rushing the quarterback. Well, as we can see, the 4-3 doesn't have many for specific for the run, and the 3-4 has a little bit more, which is the linebacker spies. So yeah, basically just go through the different plays and have a look at the focus to see that it matches, down and distance where you are, and it matches what the other team is doing in the other situations. Okay, Well, it's been 25 minutes already, so I think it's enough for today. Thank you very much once more for your time. I hope you are enjoying this series. I'm happy to pass on as much knowledge as I have to all of you. So if you have any further questions, always you can put them in the comments or catch up with me on Slack. Okay? All right. Thank you guys. See you later.